Talk to me, man. Divide and conquer. First, let me ask you this. Why are we going divide and conquer? What's the science?
Yeah, the science behind divide and conquer. So divide and conquer years ago was an idea for me and Shata where we were going to do RBE versus RBE matchups, right? Like, let's say you take a Rosenberg Roar versus a Show Off before it actually happened, and call a whole card like that divide and conquer. So we did something similar with, like, you know, starting 5, Team Homie versus Writer's Block. This time we're going to do a judge card and just do RBE on RBE. It never materialized. You know, we always kept the idea there. We always thought it would be kind of cool to do. It just never materialized. We kept doing one-off RBE on RBE battles. One-off, you know what I'm saying, in certain cards. You know what I mean? Fast forward now with the whole brick process that we were so heavy on in 2022. One thing that I realized, and I told folks like Lawrence and Wayne, was that in 2023, we will be slowing down the amount of people that we signed. We will make sure that we see more from people before we sign them. And the people that's already currently signed, we're going to put more responsibility on them to make sure that they find their ways to the front, right? Because I don't want to be the platform that just, or the person that just signs people just to have them. And then just, you know, you got 50 people signed to you, and 20 of them are just sitting around waiting for opportunity. And before you talk about cuts, because, you know, in battle rap, it's not like a basketball team, you know what I'm saying? Like, or you know what I mean? So it's like, before you talk about cuts, I'd rather put the responsibility on battlers to make sure that they find their way to the front. Finding your way to the front is from good performances. It's if you happen to get, like, in the ring with, like, worthy opponents or name-based opponents, you make an example out of them so your name goes up at that point. Like, let's say a Blood, Sweat, and Tears card. You get in front of a name, like the way Caution gets in front of a Bonnie. When that battle is over, people should be talking more about you, Caution, or else you wasted that look.
Well, to piggyback on what you said, the first names that come to my brain.
It's really like, well, I could definitely name the people that I see amongst the front of the bricks, and that's not like the rest of the bricks, but I think everybody needs to do that, and we see the push and the requirement for platforms to have battlers make their buzz outside of the league. Now, of course, the league's job is still to promote. We still all have our own engines and shit that we bring to the table to create people and put people in a better position to spotlight. We do our job as well to the best of our ability, right? But at the same time, it's very, very apparent how much even the biggest of the platforms still require their artists to get out there and create buzz. Like, we seen Sean talking about that in his recent live. He was like, well, URL told me to go on live, but it was either Twerk or Sheed or somebody. He was like, and see if the fans were interested. Now, URL has a machine, but they're still asking one of the biggest battlers in the world to go live with another possible opponent to see if there's fan interest, right? So if you got somebody as big as Sean and a company as big as URL, and they're still doing that, what makes you think that the bricks shouldn't be held to the same standard of creating buttons? You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want, the reason why I put that type of example out there is I don't want people to always try to say, like, well, the platform, and you push them. It's like, no, we all supposed to push. You know what I'm saying? Like, me doing certain matchups and putting certain situations together where you can shine is a big part of me doing my job. You know what I'm saying? But you still have to be out there, be entertaining. 90% of the year, when we're talking about Surf, he's not on stage. Same thing with Aver. 90% of the year, when we're talking about Aver, he's not on stage. You know what I'm saying?
On stage. What do you credit that to, though?
It's all of that. It's all of that. It's all of that. It's like, I should never be a bigger draw than the battler standing in front of me. You know what I'm saying? But it comes with image, it comes with charisma, it comes with personality, it comes with star power, as you mentioned. It comes with it factor. It comes with your promotion. Like, I watch somebody like Coach, the way he tweets. If I wasn't booking Coach, I probably would still follow him simply because of the way that he tweets. He's funny as shit. Yeah, he's funny as shit. Every 5 minutes, he's saying some stupid ass shit.
He's funny as shit, though.
Yeah. So you take something like that, or you take like a Caution. Like, I do interviews with certain people, and before we start recording, I'm transparent with y'all. I tell them, like, yo, turn up when we start recording. Like, yo, get a fan something to talk about. Make them lead this interview and be like, yo, I can't wait. I don't gotta say that to Caution. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just joined the live I just did with her the other day. People's in the live chat like, yo, her energy. You know what I'm saying?
I'm a Caution fan. I rock with Caution. Is it safe to say Caution has found a home in
No,
RBE?
she been had a home in RBE. Yeah.
Been at it, yeah,
So
right, yeah, been
when
at it.
Caution came
Facts,
into
yeah,
the one
yeah.
SKs and then getting signed to RBE, and then us continuing to put her out there, and then also allowing even one of our front running bricks to go out there and spread their wings. And when I give examples of that, like I practice what I preach. Like we booked her for Bonnie on a Saturday, and that Sunday she had round 1 of Chrome 23. It's not about us having an issue with that. It's more so like us pushing her to and motivating her to kill on both, even though that could hurt me. Her performing on Chrome could have hurt me the day before. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that all of that comes to the table to create that buzz. So all of this still answers that question about why the name Divide and Conquer. And I just think in 2023, we want winning to matter a little bit more. And we want the battlers to have more responsibility to realize, like, yo, don't think that you could just, get, even if you're under contract or even if you do a multi-deal over here, that you can just come off stage and just jump right on the next card. Or not. Like, we want to try to slow that down a little bit.
Can you harp more on the winning aspect of it? Because battle rappers, to me, sometimes they act like, some battle rappers act like wins and losses don't matter in battle rap. How does that work? Because I'm thinking if you win battles, more money, more better battles. How does this work?
So back in the day, when there wasn't even money on the table, if you lose in one of them grimy ass small rooms or something like that, the bragging rights, your city on your back, your clique standing behind, all that, you could be done. You could be gone from the whole shit. Your street reputation, all that is gone. This lunchroom shit, this hallway shit, this street corner shit.
Yes.
This is dirty hole in the wall venue shit. You know what I'm saying? So now when money comes in, the odds get changed a little bit. You know what I mean? And then on top of that, your bag will be bigger based on the type of draw that you are, and some of that is directly tied to you winning and people talking about your last performance. But then fast forward years after that, when you got some of these multiple platforms and leagues and their reputations, their business, everything gets elevated. You get to the point now where the politics and the business models of battle rap has changed so much that you have to see battlers on stage, even if they're coming off of losses or they're having down moments or whatever, because they're getting contracted that way. They're getting contracted to have a certain amount of activity in a certain time span. They're getting contracted in multi-battle deals. They're getting all types of situations. Now, I've had pressurized situations for me while I was gambling. You know what I'm saying? Like, for example, we locked in Averb versus Pat Stay. Rest in peace, Pat Stay. And the Mook opportunity came along because while I was building that card, I was DMing with Mook. And then we got on the phone. And then we started constructing that business situation, and I chose Averb as the front runner for that battle. And then when we locked that in, then I turned to Verb, and I'm just like, yo, you know how important it is to have a good showing now versus Pat? And the same thing just happened with 40 Bars versus Ill Will. Ill Will was locked in for Hollow way before the 40 battle. You know what I'm saying? And I'm looking at Ill Will leaning in like, hey, you know what we got going on right now. And then you watch the end of that footage, and that's why when we're doing that little after battle interview, Will turns to me, he goes, "You're welcome." You know what I'm saying? He's being sarcastic. Like, I told you I was gonna hold you down. I got you. You know what I'm saying? So these are the type of situations that still are out there. But I don't want to say Ill Will is a big draw, or I'll use Hollow the Don. Hollow the Don is a big draw, and Ill Will 30 is him, but I still do Hollow versus A-Ward on the next card. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to try to, I think we need to try to get a better grip on that. Now, I know RBE is RBE, but I think it's good for the fans.
Sir, I hope you know we need that battle, sir, in 2023, sir. Hollow A-Ward.
I think that's a good one.
I want that battle.
That's a good one. I think that's a good one. I think it could happen. I feel that way about that battle, way I feel about several battles. Like RBE could do it, any other platform could do it, and I'll still tune in. But I think it needs to happen for those two guys.
So let's talk to you being Caution right quick, man. Obviously, you've been very supportive of ladies, and I can also say QB has the home of RBE. A-Ward, Shuni, Bonnie, Shayna Ashley, Robin Rhymes, Official, Arsenal, Show Off, she battled everyone, a lot of people on your platform. The relationship with you and QB, because she don't really mess with a lot of leagues. It seems with yours on Chrome 23. What's the
Behind the
relationship with
scenes,
you and QB
we
for all
fight
these
like
years,
brother
though?
and sister. Yeah.
I love QB, man. I love
Behind the
QB Black
scenes,
Diamond,
like me
man.
and her, and that I could talk to QB a certain way and not feel like, I mean, when I'm around women, you know what I'm saying? If I'm talking to women, I might change my energy a little bit. I might
The
change
tone,
certain
the
words or
tone.
whatever. If I'm talking to a woman, you know what I'm saying? But QB, I don't I talk to her straight. Like I talk to her like I'm talking to one of the fellas. You know what I'm saying? So that we got that type of energy and dynamic that's so natural. And then, like I said, behind the scenes, like we be going at it with each other because we're so transparent with each other. We don't pull no punches. I'll call her. I'm like, nah, you fucking up here. I don't agree with this. She'll hit me up the same way. It's not battling league owner. It's ARP and QB. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a difference. You know what I mean? So me and QB has been like that for years, for years. And for me personally, I always had a big respect for her outside of her talent and her pioneer reputation. And that came from watching her being one of few to see and deal with certain bullshit, not agree with it, and never fuck with it, and just be like, I'm good. Yeah.
She stand on her word.
I
I give her none
I
of
could
that.
count on
She's
one
10
hand,
toes
maybe
down.
two if I'm lucky, how many battlers I've seen in certain situations, and then they can't stand on it. You know what I'm saying? You dangle another carrot or another opportunity or another bag or whatever, and it's just like, yo, I thought you felt like that. What happened?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? QB is just like, nah. And that was years ago. You know what I'm saying? She was like, you can't treat me or deal with me a certain way. I'm going to stand on that. And she's one of few. So I got a whole different respect for her.
I have concerns with ARP. Caution taking QB on February 4th and then taking C3. That's February 25th. That's how dicey. Like, what is Caution know that we don't know? Because to me, that is not career suicide, but that's a hard brick to
Yeah.
climb over on ARP.
She's done it too many times already. And I think people will always do that to you until it's just like it becomes numb of a narrative, and it's not a numb narrative for Caution yet. But we already said it here on this joint. You know, we battled Bonnie on a Saturday, and she did round one on a Sunday. That was less than 24 hours of flying to a different state. Yeah, no, I get you. So the only reason I was giving that example is because I was saying, like, well, here now you got like 3 weeks between. You know what I'm saying? The second thing that she explained with me and her sat down the other night that I think is very, very logical. She says, I don't be writing for people. I write for myself. That's a mentality. That's a mentality. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
I like that.
So that's the second thing. And number three, I think she's showing that from an artist standpoint, what's in her capabilities. I feel like there's people that, and I don't think that it's because of his style, like he would choke, but like let's say Calico. If you work with Calico, if you know Calico behind the scenes, Calico, the more time you give him, the better. Calico will tell you flat out, like if I call Calico right now and I'm like, yo, take this big ass bag, I'm trying to do this a month from now. He'll ask me like, yo, can we do it 2 months from now? And he can have a big ass back end. He would rather wait for his money and just have more time. Like that's how Calico is. That's why that situation with him and Twerk went like that, is because niggas try to put it together in like 2-3 weeks or some shit like that. Some last minute shit to get that on the card. You know what I'm saying? Like I know Calico. Well, most of us league owners, we know Calico. And me, I would never put him in that situation because that's not how his writing process is. Whereas you got like a clone.
Right.
You know, you can call a clone or Chef Trez or whatever on 24 hours notice. You know? Yeah. It'll will. Yeah, like you don't come out the week before if you're his opponent talking about some of your angles because he'll change all his shit. He could prepare the week of. Ill will. You know what I'm saying? So Caution is showing us that whatever my writing process is, I'm winning. I'm not stumbling. I'm not choking. I'm not showing any degradation in my material. So she's kind of in that position where it's just like, yo, y'all got to give me a little bit more credit here. Like I keep showing y'all what's up.
No, she's a female rookie of the year, in my opinion. She's rookie of the year, in my opinion. By far, female rookie of the year. That's Caution's award to me. You dig what I'm saying? back to caution right quick. Are you going to give him more dudes as more as
I
the
think
progresses
caution.
and,
I think
and more
caution could
battles?
fit
You get
in
more
there with
dudes?
guys, ladies, 100%. You know what I'm saying? 100%. She's versatile as far as being in front of different dynamics and different energies. I think
Yes.
I could see a caution versus a big ass guy or somebody that's her. Yeah, I could just visualize that because it still comes off good with her style, her
Right.
energy, and her presence. So I think that she's got a lot of flexibility and a lot of options as far as matchmaking.
I think one of the most slept on matches on this card, RBE, is Pain versus
That's my
Bad
energy
News.
battle right. That's my aggressive, intense battle right there.
I think that's gonna be energy. The energy in that one is gonna be crazy.
Yeah, I love the
thoughts,
fact that Pain is getting such an exciting matchup. You know what I'm saying? Where people's like just ready to be on the edge of their seat for that. So that's good for him to continue to just grow and keep showing the fans what he brings to the table. He's coming off of a great performance versus Big Cannon. You know what I'm saying? Coming off a great performance with Big Cannon, their face-off was the highest viewed face-off for that whole card. So he's got that in his repertoire of getting people interested in him. So I love to see that from any battler that touches RBE, whether you're signed, whether you're a vet, whether you're a go. I don't care if you're Cassidy. I want to see how you turn heads. You know what I'm saying? So I'm seeing Pain do that pretty well, and he's building that. I don't got to talk about his artistry and his talent. He's got goats in his, on his line. People like Hollows call him Hitting Pain up, like, yo, I fuck with you. I fuck with you. I like what you're doing over there. You know what I'm saying? So Pain.
We were in the spaces the other day talking about
Pain is
heavy.
really he's on his way.
Heavy,
he's on his way. But Bad News. I got a battle of him about to drop that's crazy, and he did it on 12-hour prep versus KD. So a lot of people didn't catch it. It was last minute when we did the Closure 2 card that just went down. When we lost the Big K versus the A Ward main event, I went to that Friday when we was at the press conference after we was done shooting for RBE's face-offs and all that. We jetted over to Bags and Bodies, and Bad News and KD was in the building, and we was just all sitting there. And one shit talking statement led to another, and I was like, nigga, I'll put a stack down right now. Both of you, what up? What we doing tomorrow? And 12 hours is like the timing. I'm not saying that's all the time. They usually say to leave, go home, prep, take sleep, whatever. But less than 12 hours.
Is KD
I just got
RBE more
off the phone with KD a couple days ago. Me and KD just had that conversation about 2023. So absolutely. I wouldn't mind having KD on this card right here, like this. And even though I'm mentioning that KD versus Bad News is about to drop, I don't want people to think that like this Bad News and Pain is because I'm saying like, oh, KD lost or anything like that. People that know me well enough, the only person that thinks I book like that is Jay Mills. I've never booked like that. You know what I'm saying? Like I've been showing that my entire history. Like that matchup right there is because I think Pain and Bad News is dope energy, and they both fuck with the matchup. Yeah.
Energy.
Yeah. So KD will be back over soon, but it's good to have Bad News back. I haven't had him on RBE since the Jay Murder battle, which was another intense matchup.
Right.
This matchup makes sense, man.
But listen, I thought KD and Wise was one of the best battles.
It was crazy. And KD got another one like that on did it drop? On Bags and Bodies. It was the battle.
Him and Hitman.
It was a battle that got him into the mansion. Oh, it was him versus Jay That Guy. Yeah. KD and him had such a crazy battle, such a classic battle that Hollis said, "Fuck, I'm putting them both in the crib." You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that was wild. So they've been killing. They've been killing.
Magic and Coach, talk to me, man. Good to see you, Magic. The show arrived and everything. Back with RBE and everything like that, man. Yo, low key, Magic had a solid 2022 last year. I think last year.
Magic definitely had a solid year. The last time he was on RBE, he had a solid performance versus O-Red. He had a good performance versus O-Red, actually. You know what I'm saying? And I think B Magic can just continue with that energy right there. Because Magic has had peaks and valleys. Like there was a time where he was among the best battlers in the game. Yeah.
People forget.
He's still to this day got some of the best punchlines ever. Punches ever. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like B Magic is a legend already. His legacy is signed and sealed. And he's had times where he's had his peaks and valleys. But like you mentioned, in 2022 was a solid year for him. And I've always continued to rock with Magic. You know, you've seen him off and on RBE over the course of the year. But this one right here is like kind of like a more custom matchup, similar to like, you know, Pain and Bad News. This is like the punch battle now. Like this card really has like a good set of matchmaking, and it's not just like, yo, grab this guy, grab this, let's make this card. It's not that, like, just look at how it's laid out. You know what I'm saying?
Because to me, Pain and Bad News
Pain and
so
Bad News with their intensity and their rap style, it makes sense. Caution and QB, they both claiming at different times or had those reputations of the Queen of RBE. Then you got Magic, and now Coach. Let me talk about Coach. Coach is one of the craziest punches out there. He's one of the craziest punches out there. It's just like some of the shit that he says is just like, wow. He's just very, very dangerous out the gate. He has some rounds on RBE where it's like every bar is just, it feels almost like a haymaker. It's just like boom, heavy hitting. And Magic's reputation is one of the best punches of all time. So let's put them together and see what we get. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be a fun battle to watch. I think everybody might get some like a lot of moments from something like that if they both was on the A+ game.
Rosenberg Roy Jag.
Divide
and
conquer shit. Divide and conquer shit.
Shout out to Every Fan and all that. But shout out to Caps right quick. This is turned into the second grudge match. There's 3 grudge matches on this card. This is the first one I want to talk about.
I'll answer that later. I got you.
Okay, okay. Well, let's stay with Jag and Rosenberg. But let me say this off the rip. Salute to Jag, because I told Jag I thought Show Off was going to 30 him. I was wrong. I have to apologize to that man. You don't got to say this. I thought Jag got the battle round 1 and 2. I got a 2-1 Jag. In fact, I thought it was the best Jag.
It was.
On your platform.
I told Show that might be one of the. See, Show's got so many battles that I had to be careful. I got to be careful not to jump out there and be like, yo, Show, that's your best shit, because he's got so much classic shit.
No, that was no. I thought it was the best Show Off.
I could understand that coming to mind because he had such a wicked performance. But the only reason why I'm reserved is because he's got so many ridiculous like Show Off's resume is crazy. He got so many battles under his belt. So that's the only thing that makes me say, let me wait a second and rethink that. Jag doesn't have that many battles. So that is clearly his best shit. Right. Clearly his best shit. You know, he got Mass, he got 45, he got O-Red, he got Ill Will, and he's got Show Off. Yeah.
40 cal.
So, I mean, of that, that's clearly his best shit. Clearly.
I thought Jag was battling the whole culture, RB platform, yourself. That night. I thought he was battling everybody that night. He had to prove, to me, he was in a no-win situation. He had to come out.
And you see what I said earlier about me staying in my lane, and like if when people try to be a league owner, then they really find out. It's the same thing for a battle. And I was mentioning, like, if I get up on that stage, I realize that it's not just the rapping. You know what I'm saying? Like, think about what it is to be in that pressure of, I don't know if RBE feels away. We didn't clear our air, but I'm coming into this space now. I don't know if anybody in there feels away. I got battlers around me that feel away. That's how Show Off started his whole fucking first round. Like what you pulled on my home league, you know what I'm saying? I got the fans that because RBE was slighted like that, and RBE has its respect and credibility, we don't like what happened. So fans might feel away. You know what I'm saying? You got certain bloggers or certain media that might be like, man, your last performance wasn't that. You know what I'm saying? So that's a lot of pressure. That's a lot of pressure.
A couple of years ago, you did a series called "Who is the King?
The Kings
of RBE."
Yeah.
The King of RBE. You know I might get that title too. It's looking like Frozy might have that.
Can't be mad at that.
I know. Listen, I know people say Ill Will, and I can understand saying Ill Will. I can understand that. He's always main eventing on the card, but I guess with me, I had Rosenberg beating Show Off. I had Rosenberg beating Ill Will. And that's why I gave him, to me, if you're gonna say the face of RBE, I would give it to Rosenberg.
I think the people that give it.
Somebody said, hell no.
No. I'm co-signing. I'm co-signing. See, for me, it's multiple kings, right? But I'm just a fan.
Okay.
And just because I own RBE, I don't want people to try to say, well, we got to go with what. I want everybody to have their own view of what the king of RBE is. But if you're looking at it from Froze's standpoint, the fact that he beat Show Off and Ill Will, yes, that's certified. Like, you can claim king for him, and he can claim it himself. Then you could look at Show Off and say that he's the longest running one of the faces, the most.
Right.
You know, people say that he's been the most loyal, even though it's not supposed to be about loyal. It's supposed to just be about, you know what I'm saying, us doing right by each other. The whole loyalty and that shit came in when people just try to keep people away from certain platforms and that type of shit. I don't need Caution to be loyal to the point where she doesn't battle on other platforms, is the point that I'm making. But still, to make the point, Shaw still has that reputation of being the most loyal, the most longest running face. You know what I'm saying? You got the Ill Will, who probably is, who's probably stature wise the biggest of the kings, maybe. Or you could say that along with the Big K. Big K has a very long run, and he's been there since our second card ever. So you got Big K.
Crazy.
I think at a time people definitely would have said O-Red was in that mix. You know what I'm saying? JC was. I don't think JC was ever like a front runner.
I was gonna say his name.
I don't know if he was ever looked at like a front runner. I think he was always looked at as like one of our guys. You know what I'm saying?
No, I gotta disagree. I gotta give you pushback. Let me tell you why I give you pushback. The reason why JC's back across the street, let's be honest, he had to bubble and get back his grind and get his name back to the culture. And where did he do that at? On RBE. Mr. Mills, Big Cannon.
Yeah.
To me, he had to grind and bubble.
Yeah,
that's why they made
that's going to happen between a lot of platforms, though. It's just about the terms of it that make these situations more visible or not. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got league owners on URL that admit that, oh, no, we booked him because we saw what he did on RBE, or we saw he got hot. Like, this is like what has come out of their mouth. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, we booked that.
Sir, Ray Charles can see that, sir.
Like,
come on, man.
You would grab like even smaller guys. Like, they'll admit, they say it. Like, they tell us, the bloggers, they tell us the people behind the scenes, like, nah, we had to grab him because we just seen his last shit on RBE. We need that. I just say the only thing that changed, and I've seen people, you know, do amazing work at other places and be like, yo, I want to bring him into one of my ideas now. You know what I'm saying? I think it's always been dope. Like, you know, I've always been a proponent of that. I just think the terms of it is what matters. Yes. Like, if you are New Jersey Twerk, well, let me not use New Jersey Twerk. Let me use Rum Nitty, because Rum Nitty always says that, yo, I'm ready to come to RB. I want to go to all that type of stuff, right? If you're Rum Nitty, it's clear where you did your most damage and you've reached your peaks as far as notoriety and performances and all that type of shit. That's clear. But it would be whack if I signed Rum Nitty, or I shouldn't say if I did it, because, you know, I could just be in business mode. What's best for me, right? If Nitty comes to RBE in a situation where, unless he had a burnt bridge with them and he's not fuck with them anymore, had a fallout with them, if they're on good terms, yet he put himself in a situation where he could no longer battle on URL, I think it would be a little odd. And I would never request that of Nitty. You know what I'm saying? I would never request that.
Well, it's not going to be odd when Shine comes over there, though.
Because Shine is a GOAT, number one, and he's a guy that has already been on every fucking platform. He's been on RBE. He has over 1 million view battle already on RBE. When he battled on RBE, that was the year where he was in the runnings for Champion of the Year because he had that Jay Mills body under himself.
He beat Jay Mills.
Jay Mills comes back to battle rap, which was one of the biggest moments of that year, and then he bodies him like that. Like, that's of course. Like, so Sean already did crazy damage on RBE before. He's been on Guerrilla Warfare. He's been on UW. He's been, you know what I'm saying? So it's Sean. Has he been on King of the Dot? I forget. I feel like
he's been on King of the Dot.
We've seen a lot of people on it. Like, you've seen Goods and DNA and Hollow and or and all these people. But anyway, you see the point that I'm making. So, you know, like Nitty or Sean or any of those guys, like, I would never ask them to be in that situation anyway. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to be exclusive to RBE. You know, let's just all work. That's all.
Right. What's up with Jay Mills? Where you guys are right now?
I have one, but shout out to him. It's nothing personal. It's not, nothing personal. It's shout out to him. You know, I'm always going to continue to wish him the best unless I feel like he violates or disrespects me or does something that's a little bit too overboard. But I haven't seen that. So for me, it's just like a respect, like, yo, salute, like, you do your thing out there. I'm going to do mine. You have your staples in hip hop that I will salute and respect you for, and RBE will continue to be RBE. You know what I mean? So shout out to you, you know. But so weird way to end the business relationship, but that's just, I mean, people have their own ideas about that. It's weird.
What do you think it is about Jay Mills? Respectfully, when I say, I'm not trying to kill the brother, and I don't want to have a segment on that, but I don't think the coach has been receptive since he's been back. I think
Jay Mills, he's had a bunch of moments in his battle since coming back where he's shown moments. He's shown those flashes where, you know, fans was like, okay, I see it, you know, but I hate to sound like somebody that's going to sit here now and try to take credit or nothing like that, because I don't want to discredit Jay Mills. But, you know, that's what made, I think, the work relationship beneficial for him, you know, and beneficial for RBE at times as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I respect that every time he's been on RBE. But I think beneficial to him because I really don't know too many big name battlers, because Jay Mills is a big name, right? He's a pioneer. I don't know too many big name battlers that from a platform just get that type of opportunity to continue to build in front of the fans like that, to the point where the fans and the bloggers, their response is always, he's figuring out, he's getting better, he's learning. That's not like development. That's like true, like, yo, we're helping. Like, you know what I'm saying? So,
but if I look at Jag and I look at Jay Mills, respectfully, if you'd have told me years ago that Jag is better than Jay Mills,
the thing is, Jag came out in his very first battle and had a debatable with the GOAT, with Math Hoffa. You know what I'm saying? And so, and him going crazy like in that first round, and showing all those attributes on his first showing, it automatically puts you in that realm of like, oh, okay, cool, we understand. Whereas Jay Mills' first showing, you know, that Sean situation, people know how that went. You know what I mean? So I think you know, he had those opportunities. Like, there's literally been times where, like Butterfly, like I called him behind the scenes one time because he was like, he had a blog probably like going at like an upcoming Jay Mills promoter. I called him behind the scenes, like I was like putting in a favor, like, yo, just give him a chance. Give him a chance. Like, now I'm not saying that to joke. I'm trying to say like that's different from like a Jag. You know what I'm saying? That's different from a Jag. Like Jag came out the gate and had people saying, whoa, what's next? You know what I'm saying? He just took a hit in the Ill Will battle, but what battle rapper hasn't taken a hit? Every battle rapper's taking a hit.
Ill Will.
Every battle rapper's either had a bad performance. I've seen Ghosts get 30. I've seen bad performances from Murder Mook.
Yes.
I've seen bad performances from Loaded Lux. So I was just like, that was horrible. I've seen bad performances from Charlie Clips. I've seen bad performances from Sue Surf. I've seen bad performances from Hitman Holla. I'm talking about like Hitman versus like Conceited, for example. I'm talking about our God tiers. So anybody can have a bad day, but it's about how you rebound. What do you do after that? You know what I'm saying? That's why I was so mad at Jag, because coming off of the Ill Will situation, he already had Arsenal set up. And I was like, this is perfect. This is the guy you want. I have the storylines. Arsenal's fucking motivated. It's a great thing to get a motivated Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? It's a small room. It's a small room where Jag is strong. And it's an unpromoted battle where we just got to like 4 days before and then we put the flyer out straight to it. So I was like, man, this is perfect for you to get right after the Ill Will battle. You know what I'm saying? But fast forward, we still got right behind the scenes. And then he comes back in that small room setting, which is similar to the one that he was in with Math. And I think it's not coincidence that he just had the showing that he had. Right. It's not coincidence.
Jag and Arsenal, do you think that's something that you probably should block back on? Or you just done with that?
I would.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
I think we just want the timing of that to be the right way. I would have to have that conversation with Arsenal.
Gotcha.
I know at the time, Arsenal was just like, nah, that's it. Like more of it.
But I think Arsenal will look at Jag and be okay.
But that's really what happens. There's a lot of
against...
situations where you, in the moment, you might, whether it's emotional. I've been there before. I'm a man about mine. I miss it. Whether it's an emotional moment where it's like it's just like you're pissed off. It could be a business situation, or like maybe Arsenal lost some money too. And that maybe he looking at Jag like, yo, you fucked up a bag for me. You know what I'm saying? Some people take that personal.
Right.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Or it could be a situation where Jag is just doing so good, where Arsenal is just like, yo, AR, what type of bag you got from him again? Because he's killing. Like, I'm with it. If you're obviously booking him, so I'm with it. What we doing? Jag has a big play in that. You know what I'm saying? If Jag is just shutting shit down when he performs this and got everybody talking about like, yo, another classic battle from Jag, then I think the Arsenals would definitely be interested in spinning the block.
Another twist also is that Jag kind of played his rounds already on YouTube already.
Yeah, but Jag is so energetic towards this culture, which is good. Where Jag is the type. Jag is the type of nigga that when he gets a call, like he could have half a round done by that same day. You know what I'm saying? You could also hear it in his music. Like Jag is really a writer and a rapping ass nigga. You know what I'm saying? So like even A Ward and Big K coming up on February 4th, I expect a lot of that material that we're gonna be able to tell in his music.
Before you go there.
So I'm just trying to say that Jag is well capable. I'm pretty sure he would want to anyway rewrite for Arsenal based on current shit. So
right. Oh, we're gonna get a face-off before the battle. Thank you. I want to see Rose
any face-off that's missed will be coming out of people's back ends. The fans want these face-offs. If you miss your flight. If you miss your flight that Friday when we doing the press conferences, or you not there because your fucking Uber got fucked up or some dumb shit, I've seen it all with these events, man. I've seen it all. Yeah, I mean, I had face-offs with one person's there, the other person's not going through some shit or whatever. Listen, if you don't make your face-off for divide and conquer, because every face-off has dope potential for these fans to see, we're applying the contract. It's in our fucking contracts, and I have so many contracts that were fucked up with a face-off, and I ain't touch niggas' bread. I let it go. I'll see you tomorrow. Give me my performance, and then we out. It is battles like that. No, you miss your face-off. It's coming out. It's coming out of your back end, man. I got to, man. I can't always play the nice guy, son. I can't. Shit.
Second grudge match. I want to talk about A Ward and Big K. Let me just say this right quick. As much as Big K blocks people, I think he is one of the most funniest dudes in battle rap. Can we get an ARP and Big K more segments?
Big K and me is supposed to be linking up. Hopefully this week we're gonna link up. And even in general, I be wanting Big K to blog or podcast. I've been on his neck about that for years.
He blocked me, and I was still watching.
Yeah, I would love to see him just blog or podcast. I think that's what may motivate Big K, and I'm not saying that this is a good thing because I want to see him battle. That might motivate him to be more consistent with it and do it is if he's not battle rapping. I think Big K is so real within himself. It's just a guess because I watched the way he moved for years. I don't think he wants to have to be talking about shit and then be around that type of energy because he feels that people just can't carry a criticism a certain way. He just like, you don't got time for that energy. You know what I'm saying? Like for me, for example, I can't blog about battlers in a certain way based on like, let's say wins and losses or whatever, because I might be doing business with them. I just shut up. I just be quiet. You know what I'm saying? So I think Big K might have that piece to him. And he's got other shit that he's into or whatever. If he sits down and starts blogging or podcasting, Jesus Christ, it's gonna be hilarious. But I'm gonna get a face-off in with Big K. I'm probably gonna get a live in with A Ward. I want to ask Big K some things, man. I want to ask him about the Tay Rock and Kid Slade battle because his name was going around. I'm watching my channel. I watched him and Adi Boom get another wave of views. You know what I'm saying? So I want to ask him about that because everybody attaches him to that situation to a degree. That's one of the first things that come to mind for people. I want to ask him about that. It's on my podcast show.
Respectfully, Big K did a better job to me than Tay Rock did.
Clearly, and that's no disrespect to Tay Rock, but what it comes down to is the execution of it. You know what I'm saying? Like the way that Big K executed it, it was just pulled off and
your facial expression, sir, but that's a different story for different days.
That to this day is one of those ones where you just in the moment, like, is this real? Is this fake?
What's going through your mind?
Is it real? Is this fake? Are the entourages about to turn up? Are people staying under control? I'm watching both sides. You know what I'm saying? It's just I lose a little bit of the track of enjoying the battle, and then I start paying attention to the other shit. And there's certain battles where that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say like Goods and Gems. Like I think going into that battle, I don't have my glasses on. Matt versus Serious Jones. I think going into that battle, I don't have my glasses on. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I purposely put more of my friends and people on stage during that battle. I mean, my friends that come out to my events, like they did for a show. They don't even do battle rap like that. Like they're just walking around at the bar talking to a lady over there or hanging out or cutting out, whatever. Yo, I'll meet you after. We're going to the club after, some shit like that. I'll put a bunch of my friends on stage for that shit and didn't even have my glasses on because I'm just like, this is edgy. Like they have a situation. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like and almost similar to like Hitman and Bill Collector. But that's what's going through your mind, like all the other shit and not the rounds anymore. It's just like, damn, I can't be a fan.
What is it about A-Ward that people? I mean, they criticize me because they say I have the A-Ward pom-poms out because I say A-Ward in my top 5 right now. I get criticized for that by sometimes with people, which I don't understand why. What is it about Ward that pisses people off? I think A-Ward is a phenomenal battle rapper, and I'm gonna say this: A-Ward and Rum Nitty.
If
was my favorite
I haven't gotten into that wave. I haven't seen that wave yet, and that could be my own fault. Maybe I'm not in the loop as much. But you're saying that people starting to hate him now, or something?
In the spaces they be killing A-Ward.
You know what? I'm just gonna take a guess. I'm just gonna take when I catch a space, it's about a topic that's been uploaded to YouTube that I'm interested in, that I just need to keep up with. Other than that, like I refuse to get close to that whole consistent spaces vibe. It's just too much. It's too much energy, too much information, too much battle rap. Like, I'm good. It's overload. But if that's like a aura or a vibe for A-Ward.
Well, let me give more context. I apologize. They're trying to say that because he has a battle on URL is why they will never put him with the other top guys.
But that's cool. That's
twice.
That's cool. But it's just when you're in my shoes, I've developed the skin over the years to ignore ignorance. And when I say that word, I mean by book definition. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not going to say RJ Payne can't be one of the best rappers in the world because he's not signed to fucking Rock Nation or some shit. Like, let's be smart. You gotta be smart. We're clearly watching A-Ward's talent. It does the platform. Like, put it this way, right? People beg me to do another Calico and Ill Will type of situation, like an on-site type of situation, right? Let's say you put a URL battler in that. Like, what does the platform matter? The platform doesn't change how A-Ward constructs that amazing shit that he constructs. You know what I'm saying? It's like A-Ward is A-Ward because he was born with a talent and he's honed it over the years and he's constructed himself into a great battle rapper. Period.
He's dope.
Period. So the other side of things, as far as like platforms that he doesn't touch or whatever, that's not his fault. You know what I'm saying? That's not his fault. Like, he could have battled on URL a long time ago. You know what I'm saying? But people want to do that other side stuff, and he hasn't liked that part of his office, I guess. So there's nothing wrong with that. But as far as his talent, if you just watch somebody's rap and battle rap ability, there's no reason to hate on him for that because he's obviously great.
You
He's
can't deny.
obviously
You can't
great,
deny
no matter
anymore,
what
man.
platform he's on. He's obviously great. So that's just ignorant to me.
Would you agree that the hip hop artists that came into battle rap and probably flourished the most, where the culture ingratiated this man? Can I say King Los?
Yeah. I love the fact that we're talking about people going back and forth. I love the fact that he came off a classic battle with Daylight and URL said, "Oh, let me get that," and they grabbed him over there for DNA. I think that's dope. It's dope. It happens. The battles move around. Do what they gotta do. You know what I'm saying? It's dope. It's fucking dope. But King Los, it's safe to say that he has had the best.
Yes.
Yeah,
By far
because
too,
he's got classics. He's got classics against GOATs and on major cards against elite. So Daylight is one of the best battle rappers ever. Him versus King Los is an amazing battle. Him versus DNA could be a classic, right? Even though it was a small room.
Yes.
But
DNA too, though.
Max out, big stage. Small room with DNA. So both environments he's done. Big stage, small room. DNA is a GOAT. Daylight is a GOAT. You know what I'm saying? DNA does everything. Daylight is a pen and a half. Like, it's just like he's shown. Even his Head Ice battle, like it was a solid performance. But people also got to remember that we had that situation where he had to construct new material like 2.5 weeks before, or some shit like that. 3 weeks before, or something like that. Yeah, you know what I mean? So King Los.
Let me ask you this: were you expecting that? Were you expecting that kind of performance from Los?
It was more so an appreciation, regardless, because we all got people got to realize sometimes I have so much respect for the battler that isn't a part of the problem and still is helping the solution. You know what I'm saying? Like let's say when Iron Solomon versus O-Red was sabotaged on RBE, right? The conversation with Iron just like, damn, man, it sucks that that just happened, that they did that. I'll take anybody, man. Don't worry about it. It's all good. I'm here. We don't got to worry about the money chain, nothing. Like, what do you need to do? And I said, I'm still going to get you somebody good. I'm calling Big K. You know what I'm saying? So, but the way that Iron moved and handled that, and it's the same thing for King Los. You know what I mean? I'm like, it's everything I explained in that blog already. Shout out to Daylight. Me and Daylight that's my nigga again. You know what I'm saying? Obviously we put all that shit down, obviously, right? But during that time, like King Los is like, he's got to go through all of that as well, because this is he's got a brand to protect. He's prepped for Daylight. That's the matchup that he wanted. You know what I'm saying? And then next thing you know, it's a Head Ice situation. The Head Ice is a GOAT, but still, it's like that's not what he signed up for. So it's like, yo, dude, even if you don't have a fucking classic performance, behind the scenes on how we're all managing this, salute. You know what I'm saying? So
salute. Yeah. Because I think people want to see when my scene Warden Los. That was a lot
the other day. I saw that the other day. I think that's another one. I think that's another one. And the thing about King Los is extremely selective. He's a very selective person. Like King Los is he's not, you can't call King Los the way you would do the average battler. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not sitting in that battle rapped out mode to the point where he's just like, yo, I'm just competing out here with anybody. Like, what's up? What we doing? If you hot, if you nice, let's prove it. He's selective. So for me to see him having that conversation or that with AWA, I'm just like, okay, that's a call that, you know, Los is like, yeah, let's talk about this one.
You see, right? I've never lost. I love you see Los down there.
Los, what up, my nigga? I mean, this would have been a public video anyway, but you see how I talk about people. I didn't even know he was in here. Shout out to Los.
Right.
Los, what up, boy?
What's the other grudge match? Get Los in a second. What's the other grudge match you talking about, sir?
The other grudge match was the 7th announcement.
Murder and
so when that first got booked, what it was really about when it first got booked was the fact that there's a couple, you know, smaller fans, not a big fan base yet around J Jeans, but he's growing. Couple people saying things like, yo, you did your voice a little bit, sound a little Jay Murderish and all that type of stuff. You know, and we put on Blood, Sweat, and Tears 7. And there's a reason why that face-off didn't drop, and there's a reason why the battle didn't happen. All right. So it's already, already seen a couple comments, I already seen a couple tweets because there was people there, right? So people already know, people's already
Mm-hmm.
mentioned it and talked about it already. It's gonna, and then it's gonna come out one way or another anyway. So the reason why I'm starting to talk about it a little bit more is because I want to make sure that I put the vibe out
Mm-hmm.
there and the message out there of RBE's intentions of us bringing it to closure and everybody coming to be professional. Because there was an incident.
Mm.
There was an incident. So there was an incident.
Wow.
One of the battlers, just to keep them separate, we even flew them back home at Saturday morning of the event, just to keep them separated, just so they didn't cross paths again. So it
Right.
was an incident,
Right.
and face off hits the vault. Um, the battle doesn't happen Saturday, but after the incident and everything, like these guys still wanted to do the battle, and at first definitely didn't entertain us to do it right away.